Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And let's start off with the overall price charts on some of these assets. So, mainly what I do want to look at is XRP's price chart. We have been looking at it for a while. We have been waiting for a big move to break out. As you guys do see, we trailed back here in 2017 or 2013, 2014, all the way up to 2017 for about 1,211 days until we got that big break. And this was about a 76,200% run up to about $3.60. I know on some exchanges it's completely different, but here we are at now in today's world at about 1,911 days total, waiting for a big move in the market. And I know that a lot of people have been addressing the recent price action, and yes, it is very exciting. I would love for XRP to hold the 618, the 43.5 cent zone support. This was our local resistance back here in January until we got a rejection down to about the 382. And I still am watching this chart very closely because I do believe that the next moment for XRP is going to take us to about 55 cents, and then from there about 65 to 67 cents on XRP. Big break is us breaking over 50 cents though. We have been trailing around here. We've been hitting resistance, so we are still waiting for a big break above 50 cents so that we can target some of these higher levels. One, I will say, I do believe that 84 cents at some point in time is going to be targeted here soon. This is the 1618. This is also where a lot of resistance does lie. We hit resistance here quite a bit during March of 2022 until we had a 60% plus fallback in the market. This is when, most of the market was dropping out though. So that's what helped this kind of break down. But I am still looking at a few things. Mainly, a lot of people have been asking me, like, where do I believe that the settlement price for XRP will be? Honestly, I'm just looking at some of these levels. One, I would love for us to break the recent high, the all-time high, and then ultimately target the $6.20 zone, which on our recent wave here is about $6.20. Macro, we're looking at like $9 to $15, which if this does get target, then that's going to be great, but there's going to be a lot of sell pressure up here. So if you wanted to take some profits in the short term, then hey, that's where you will be looking at. But I also do have a bag of XRP that I just simply won't sell at all, and you guys probably already know why. But I have been looking at the overall market, and on the 7-day span, we do see XRP being the number one gainer on the 7-day span, up about 18.85, 75% now. But looking very good. Love to see how strong XRP has been in the last couple weeks, even months alone. I mean, a lot of people were expecting this to lose a lot of support, and it is still possible that we do get some lower price action down here in like the 22-cent zone and stuff. But for the most part, I do think that the XRP price chart looks pretty good. But I've also been looking at Flare. Flare has been pumping out as well, up about 15% on the last 7-day span. This is the top 3 gainer. Also XDC, top 4, love to see it. And then XLM down here as well, not, doing too crazy of a move, but still doing pretty good in the market. So love to see that. Very exciting. Now, let's actually talk about a few things on the catalyst behind XRP having a major push in the market. And this is what John E. Deaton actually said. And I do agree with this quite a bit. So we do see that XRP has the most attractive risk to reward ratio, in my opinion. The judge's ruling is coming down within the next few weeks, maybe this week. If the SEC wins, what's the downside from 45 cents? Ripple appeals and we get the status quo. Ripple wins and it's made clear XRP isn't a security. Upside. And that's also another thing. Like, I'm looking at these targets. Like, these targets are, pretty much just random targets based off of, fib extensions, off of what we, know that everyone has been waiting for so long. Again, fib extensions do work great sometimes, but for the most part, we can't really rely on technicals when we have something this big brewing in the market. This decision could ultimately push XRP well above anyone's price targets, and we could go on a massive run in the market because this is something that we have never seen before in this market. This is an event that, we've never, seen, and we don't have an example of in the market on how price would have basically reacted to this. So we are waiting for this event to be behind us, and what's going to happen from it, we have no idea. Because again, when the announcement got announced on the on the announcement of the SEC lawsuit, the price action did follow through. I mean, like, this did a massive 80% almost drop in the market. Now, yes, we did bounce back pretty strong from this. We had a major 1,072% run up to the top, and that's without the SEC lawsuit behind us. That's also without major exchange listings. So like the question is, how high do we go once a settlement is behind us? Like we have no idea what's going to happen, because if we do see a settlement announced, or if we see a big win announced for Ripple, it's going to be all over mainstream media. It's going to be on every single major news network. We're going to see Ripple expand pretty rapidly. Like there's so many things that are unquestionable around a huge win for Ripple. So I will say, I do have a bag of XRP, like I said, that I will never sell, and I'm going to see how high XRP does run up once we do see an announcement of either Ripple winning, losing, whatever the case may be. Now, also, I want to bring up this tweet as well from Johnny Deaton, and he's saying, imagine Ripple going to a bank or money transmitter like MoneyGram or Western Union and saying, I know that you charge 9 to 15% for people to send money internationally. We could do it for less than a penny. Use our tech and miss out on those high friction fees you're used to. And for an example, here we have from XRP 334, on-demand liquidity, XRP, $755 million in 4 seconds. While the cryptocurrency community may have its doubt over Ripple's XRP cryptocurrency, banks seem to be enjoying its perks. A reported $755 million worth of XRP was transferred in 4 seconds and cost only 1 penny. Tell me where you are going to be able to move that kind of cash for that amount of money. It's impossible. Even transfer-wise, if you move $755 million worth of cash, you're probably paying at least $7,000 in fees. At least. And I'm just estimating it. It could be 70,000. It could be 700,000. We have no idea. But just imagine, being able to move $755 million in 4 seconds for 1 penny. And we do see down here, while Ripple was trying to get a half a century old legacy system, which was built on friction, to become frictionless, XRP holders made up of users, investors, developers, and small businesses helped create the XRP ecosystem. In sum, Ripple owes us more than we owe Ripple. And yeah, 100%. And honestly, as we do look at what Ripple is doing, I do believe that they will be successful in their overall push, because even right now, today, more than ever, we know that the need for crypto and crypto payment services is vital. What do I mean? Well, let's go over to this video. So we do see from Anderson, he's right with everything he says, but it's XRP. And here we have, this new Bitcoin podcaster, Pamath, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, just crushes it. I am certain that given how well he understands the role and importance of Bitcoin, he would never pump and dump, nonsense, fake, decentralized microcurrencies like Solana. Now, again, I love Bitcoin maxis on how they believe that Bitcoin's going to be this like world reserve currency and it's going to move all the money and things like that. Now, again, there's also a lot of XRP maxis that also believe the same thing, and I don't believe that that is the case. I've talked about it many, many times on this channel, but I do believe that XRP is going to be a major dominant force within the world of finance. But listen closely to this video, and then we will talk a little bit more about it after.
And he asked me what my favorite Bitcoin companies were, and I said none. I said, right now you just want to own the underlying commodity. Like Google didn't choose to be in the USD, US dollar business. Google is a business that's amazing that just happens to get paid in US dollars. Similarly, I'd rather own Bitcoin than try to find the onesie-twosie guy at the edges right now. Now, over the long history of time, there will need to be on-ramps and off-ramps, and companies will be successful. But in the short term, owning that currency and allowing water to find its level, particularly in the developing markets, is huge. And if you don't think that this thing is going to rip, when Brazil goes through a devaluation, when the Indian rupee continues to get crushed, when you have all of this money trying to get in and out of these countries where there's massive, political instability or monetary or financial instability, you're being naive. It doesn't matter what happens in the United States. It doesn't matter what happens in Japan. It doesn't matter what happens in the EU. It doesn't matter. It matters what happens in Argentina, in Venezuela, in Kenya, in Brazil, in India, in Russia, in China. And when you look at where all the activity is, it's in all of those markets.
Yep.
This will be born out of a people's desire to have unfettered access to capital.
Yep.
So again, on that sociological theme, that's another area which
I know friends who had their wealth stolen in some of the European countries, right?
Sure.
And that freaks out anybody else who has wealth in those countries, and they start thinking about, how can I protect my wealth?
Look what the Nazis did during World War II. It's disgusting. You know, if you had ways to protect and hide your wealth, your hard-earned money, you know,
Yep.
I mean, it's this. I think it's a really profound, important thing.
And, I do agree. I actually believe that as we look at the current traditional system, it's crumbling. We've been focused on banks going under. This is only just the beginning. I do believe that the world of fiat currency is dying. I think that fiat currencies themselves have failed due to greed, control. I think that most of what we see around the banking sector, the financial sector, it's basically drying up. I think a lot of people are moving their money outside of fiat currency into other things, and I do think that even crypto, I think crypto will become a major area of individuals to focus on when fiat currencies start to go bust. And I think that we are already starting to see that with the US dollar. We've been focused on the BRICS nations. We've been focusing on the petrodollar deal. I think that's only a matter of time until the pressure builds so much to the point where the US dollar essentially crumbles as well. I think that we're getting to that point. I think that the overall system is extremely over leveraged. I think that we are running on way too much debt. I think that we've become very comfortable running on debt as well. And I think that we're at that, point in time where, okay, what's going to happen next? And I do believe that we are going to see banks continue to crumble and money move from fiat into digital assets like XRP. And I think that XRP is an incredible way to look at things on how these markets move, how money moves, how value moves. Individuals are going to start to utilize digital assets to make transactions, to pay for things, to get paid in things. And it makes sense, right? $755 million in 4 seconds to pay only 1 penny on that? Yeah, that's a game changer. You're not going to see that from any traditional banking player. You're not going to see that from, PayPal. You're not going to see that from Venmo, Cash App, any of that. It's way different. It's so much larger than what anyone can anticipate in terms of the revolution around this technology class. So I'm very excited for that. And also, we do see over here from CoinDesk, JP Morgan believes it will likely take time before new banking networks are established to fill the void in the US left by the collapse of Silvergate Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature Bank. When you see the banking crisis could present an opportunity for some exchanges which could gain market share by offering banking services to crypto native firms and investors. This is huge, right? Like, as we look at crypto, I don't believe in traditional banks anymore. I've talked about this so much on this channel. I believe that physical banks are going to cease to exist. I don't believe that the banking sector that we know of today is going to be around much longer. I think that individuals are starting to realize just how garbage our banking system is. I also believe that the cracks are showing. I think that we are starting to see just how big of, like, the role that bankers play is they're utilizing your money against you essentially. And that's a big problem, and it's been that way for so long. I've addressed this in the last couple weeks as well, that we need to make sure that we are not looking at banks as our friends, because they're not our friends. They are playing against us every single step of the way. A lot of people put too much trust in banks. We need to stop doing that, because the banking sector that we know of today is going to cease to exist. I 100% believe that. And we even do see here in the meantime, this is that quote, right? They're also saying a stablecoin is a type of cryptocurrency whose value is pegged to another asset, usually the US dollar. The thing is that, this is only because the US dollar is still the reserve currency. Most of this market valued in dollars. What happens when the US dollar is no longer the reserve currency? What happens, when we see a major revolution happen around the world of finance? I always say, look at the value that XRP holds. A lot of people will say, well, the value that XRP holds is 45 cents, right? No. The value XRP holds is 1 XRP equals 1 XRP. The same way that 1 Bitcoin will always equal 1 Bitcoin, or 1 XLM equals 1 XLM. That's how I value this market. This is much larger than, okay, well, how much XRP can I get for, X amount of dollars? Or how much, can I sell X amount of XRP for X amount of dollars? We need to stop thinking that way, because what we are seeing right now is a revolution around the banking sector. And we even do see down here that the bank says stablecoin trading volume spiked higher after March 8th when crypto-friendly bank Silvergate said it would voluntarily liquidate and wind down operations. It notes that Tether has captured a larger share. JP Morgan says the collapse of the three banks has affected crypto firms in different ways. Crypto companies with diversified banking partners, like some exchanges, were less affected. The banking crisis could present an opportunity for some exchanges which could gain market share value, by offering banking services to crypto native firms and investors. And they even say up here, like, crypto market participants and investors appear to have become more reliant on stablecoins to move money around. Yeah, stablecoins are a huge area of focus, because I've even said commercial grade stablecoins are going to be on the rise. We're going to start to see companies creating their own stablecoins for internal business operations. I mean, this is going to be a game changer when you actually look at stablecoins. And also, a lot of people bring up like CBDCs. Do I think that CBDCs are going to be a 100% certainty? Not exactly. I think that we don't need CBDCs. The only reason why we see central banks pushing CBDCs is, well, guess what? They want control. They want greed. That's the only way that they could, again, hold dominance over the markets if we see the digital asset revolution happen, which we are seeing it. And we even do see still in the longer term, it is vital for crypto ecosystem to replace the banking networks that have been lost, so that fiat currency can be transferred efficiently and securely between market participants, ensuring at the same time the stability of the stablecoin universe. So yeah, again, like, all of what we see around these banks dropping, right? Like, this is actually very bullish for crypto, because it's putting a big focus on the fact that, like, listen, the traditional banking sector at one point in time was a huge force to be reckoned with. Everyone put a lot of trust in the banks all the way up until 2008. Once 2008 happened, that's when everything spiraled out of control. And we have not gotten back to a stability point within the traditional banking sector since. I 100% believe that as well. So when we look at crypto, to me personally, we will see crypto banks. As much as the Fed wants to, shut down Custodia Bank and say, no, you can't operate, as much as we want to see these central bankers being in panic mode saying, well, we need CBDCs right now. We need to, have these CBDCs so that we could hold an anchor in the market. All that is code word for them wanting control and greed over these markets. We need to embrace decentralization. We need to embrace crypto banking opportunities as well, because these are going to be the biggest thing that hits the market. And it's because what we can see around this market brewing is the efficiency to move, transfer, and settle value. And I think that Ripple with XRP is a perfect example of this. They have proven that, guess what? The traditional world of finance has failed. They have failed you, they have failed me, they have failed everyone around us. So we need to embrace this technology. We need to embrace this new asset class. I strongly believe that crypto will be a $100 trillion plus asset class in time. And the reasoning behind that is because of the amount of money that not only, Ripple, for an example, as a company is disrupting utilizing digital assets like XRP, but it's also the amount of money that we know will be tokenized. The amount of money that is coming to this space over the next couple of years. I mean, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and I don't believe that a lot of people are focused on that, because, again, a lot of people are just focused on one thing, and that's how much XRP is worth, this amount of dollars, or how can I get rich off of XRP? How much XRP do I need for $1 million? Everyone is always focused on that, but we should actually be focusing on the bigger picture, and that's, where will the traditional world of finance be in the next 5 to 10 years? What technology will the traditional financial world be utilizing in the next 5 to 10 years? Will there be physical banking branches? Will there be, physical banks? In my opinion, I just don't see it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you all. With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.